hello, and welcome to the show, Medieval 2. That's what we're going to be reviewing today. This game was released on the 21st of April 2000 in Europe, and the 9th of May 2000 in North America. Now, you should be thinking, why, as an American man, if you are, unlike me, am I getting a game after these Europeans? Right? I'll tell you why. It's a great British game, made by Cambridge Studios. They made this just before the end of the PS1 lifespan. Now, before we go any further, I apologise for any shadows on the screen. I've got a light set up, but it's not great. I hope we can do better. Now, this game, anyway, is set in 1886, 500 years after the first game, which is quite nice. This was the era of the Victorian Gothic revival, hence the gargoyles, the darkness. Once again, the Tim Burton sort of cartoonish animations, but not quite as good, I don't feel, on the animation, but you will see as we go on. Now, you might be asking yourself, why is he sat down? What is he doing sat down? And I found if I sit down, the shadows might not be so bad, but the real reason is I just took a tumble up my leg. Idiot. Anyway, there's our hero, Sir Dan Fortescue. He's missing his bottom jaw, as we saw in the first review. Still don't know how he did it. As short as a battle, but might not have been. Maybe it's something a bit too large in his mouth. Exploded the jaw out. Leave your own ideas to run wild. But he's having to talk to old Winston there, which we will get onto in a bit. Now, our bad guys, we have a sorcerer called, I think his name is Lord Palethorn. I don't think it's Palethorn, I think it's Palethorn, because he's pale and he's a thorn in my backside. And they've gone dark. They've gone so dark. Jack the Ripper, you know, you're feeling, oh, how can I make this game a bit more dark? I don't know, I'll put one of the most notorious serial killers in it of all time. You know, give him some publicity, make him more researchable for the young people. I don't agree with it. I don't think we should publicise anyone like that. But anyway, he's in the game. Now, this game was criticised, right, for lack of innovation from the original game, that being, and I see it. It's the same idea, you know. He's come back from the dead to kill zombies. I think there's some different enemies, but it's more or less the same. It does lack innovation. They could have done something a bit new. Did they have to use him? I don't know. Many different ways they could have gone, but they didn't. And also the cutscenes in this game, if you go back to that first part of the video, to me, they look a bit the same. You know, the fire looked better, but all in all, it looked the same. One thing I will say, the AI has improved immensely on this game. So, as you can see, the bad guys are actually a bit more random on their attacks. The patterns are a bit different. Not the bosses are the same, but they'll run away from you. They'll lose their heads and stuff. They just run away. They got a bit. They've improved them a bit, and the graphics is ever slightly improved as well. And I'm going to say that's probably smoothed out more than anything. It just felt like a little bit smoother. He runs a bit too fast though. Like it just how it goes. We also have some new weapons on the game. We have just some of them for you. You can see being used: a pistol, the blunderbuss, and a Gatling gun. So, you know, it's nice they added some new weapons, and also they've got a feature here that's just behind my head. I'll try and move. You see that? You see the gun here, the gun and the sword? If you press L1 and square, you can toggle between them two weapons, which, let me tell you, is brilliant, especially when you get a torch. Because with a torch, you need to put fire onto light of the torches so you can see, right? You can just toggle to it without all the messing around in that shitty little drop screen menu. So yeah, that's an improvement. Um, but yeah, it's nice to have a pistol, isn't it? Hmm. And now we're waking up on this part of the game. And the first entity we're going to meet is a ghost called Winston. You're going to see him in a minute. He's a play on Winston Churchill. And to be fair, here he is. He's a great guide for beginners. Now, I want you to watch this first dialogue, right? I'm going to just turn myself off and have a little read. So, as you can see, he's saying it, right? He's like, oh, and if you see my spectral trail, stand in the light. Press the X button to summon me. I'm like, all right. So there's the light. Let's summon him. As you would as a big, you've not played this game before, you would. He comes back and does the exact same dialogue. You can't even skip it. That pissed me right off that I had to listen to him again. There's no need for it. It's a trick. It's a trick into repeating it, and for that reason, this game pissed me right off. I was fuming with that for 20 minutes. 20 minutes I was going off. Look how long it takes. I just wanted to get on, do some recording. But no, they weren't having any of it. One thing I will give it though, the voice acting is better. So much better. And it's got like Victorian sort of British language, which is quite cool. So if you like a good bit of voice acting in your game, give this one a go. Now, as far as bosses going, this is the first boss. I'm going to turn my camera off again so you can just see. Right, so that is, I believe, a. It's not a Triceratops because it's missing the top two horns, but it's something like that, yeah? And what a creative boss. So the idea is you avoid all his attacks. You get these running skeleton babies coming, but you got to attack that brain. Now, what I should have done on this was use a gun, which I didn't. I think I died the first time doing this because I didn't really understand what I had to do. But I, for originality, what a boss! And then it doesn't even end after that. You go against a pterodactyl, and it's the same concept. Yeah, he's got this little brain flickering, a bit like in the first game with the glass man with his heart going out. You got a soft spot to go up. You got to go up his tail and attack his brain. Yeah, that's the idea. I think I died, like I said. I didn't die. I killed him. So before we turn it off, right, I'm going to give you a little look at the pterodactyl because this you got to do this all under the same life. It's immense. I think you do. So this is a pterodactyl, and I'm thinking, right, how am I going to kill that? But there's a little trick to the system here. There's a door. Did I die? I don't know. There's. I've only got a little bit of life left. But if I get through that door, no, I'm right. Because through this door, oh, maybe I'm not all right. I'm not sure. I thought it's life, but there's him. These, by the way, are the way to buy any sort of weapons, as in ammo. I'm not sure what else he sells. Just different ammo for different guns, I'm guessing. But yeah, you run up the stairs, right? Because I've got 18 bits of life left. So I'll just let you see a bit of this boss before we move on. Because originally this was good, and this is what I found on the first game as well. The first boss was brilliant. Oh yeah, that's where you get your life up. So yeah, so he's flying towards you. Look, brain going, then you shoot it with a gun, then you run around. That's it. That's basically it. But originality, really good. Really good. Now we're back with the zombies, right? And you chop the limbs off. That is a great improvement from the first game. I've got to give it. Look, what's this? Look, he's there. Oh, I chop his arms off and his head. Then he runs away. Epic. It was fun to do for the first few times, but then I got bored, to be honest. I've got to give it to this game. It does have better puzzles than the first game. I thought the first game puzzles were quite good, but this one is a bit more challenging. And yeah, they were good. The music's better. which, if you bear with me, I will give you a little preview of. But every 5 to 6 seconds, it does that. It breaks. Well, probably more like 2 to 3 seconds, but you still hear the music. Yeah, so it sounds better. It's got more behind it. And as if you haven't told yet, the camera's still crap. Absolutely annoying. There's parts in the game where you go down little hallways where you can't use your L2 and R2 buttons to turn it. It's just absolutely rubbish. Who come up with a camera system like this? Got no idea. But once again, the PS1 lacked the analog sticks. Like they come out on future editions of the PlayStation, but because there's a PlayStation 1 out there which didn't have them, they had to make the games for that model. Otherwise, people pay the same price for a PlayStation for that someone else has got a better version which can use them utilities. You know what I mean? It just it was annoying, so annoying, and so got left with a crap camera again, like the first game. Now, now this is where this game took a bit of a dark turn. And before we get to him, I'm going to take the camera off so you can see what I mean, okay? Because watch this, then we shall talk about it afterwards, right? So we're going over, and look, we just saved this mummy, right? Read this. I'll help you out. And that's not all you've brought back, I see. I don't normally approve any old stray, but they're as pretty as this one. I think we can make exceptions. Oh, sorry. Well, tell me, did you find anything useful on your journey? I don't know what he's doing. And then they're talking. He can't talk, so he's got to do actions, right? Right. Look to her ass. Oops. They turned this game into a pervert. Professor there is a perv. Now, the backstory of that zombie is Jack the Ripper killed her. She's one of his victims, and through the game, Dan falls in love with her. Professor is a pervert. So this is where the freak show is, right? Before I talk about anything, these bosses, they're not bosses, these elephant things here are exactly the same as some of the bad guys from the corn maze on the first game. Exactly the same original, in it. Fucking hell. Anyway, the freak show is where I finished my journey on this game. I played it for 2 hours and a glitch happened. It's a in-game bug, if you like. So you got two of these elephants to kill, and then they drop these black keys. And these keys are called elephant keys. And there's a gate with two keyholes on either side, right? So the idea is to put each key into both keyholes from the elephant. And I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to get both of these keys first, then go put them in the locks. So I've done that, killed both elephants, got both keys, took them to the locks, put what I thought was the first key in the first lock, but then that first lock took both my keys. So the game, what you meant to do is kill an elephant, go put it in a lock, then go and get the other elephant, then kill him and put the other key in the lock, not collect them both at the same time. I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed at the game because in this bit you got these crap trampolines, as you can see here, which you're constantly bouncing on. Look, it's so annoying, and you got to get it dead right each time. You got these little imps. Look, dead. So you have to again. These little imps all over the place is annoying me, and this game, the discrimination in this game is not aged well. So one of your bad guys on here are, I'm just gonna say it, are fat people, like morbidly obese people. Now, I don't know how people would feel about seeing that, but but you might see one here, unless I've done this bit already. I've done this bit already. Yeah, but yeah, it hasn't aged well anyway, and I can see how it can be offensive, and that's why I got pissed off. But anyway, let me go over to the ratings. Now we're here to review the game. Actually, now we're here to rate the game. The game reviewers at the time rated this game on an average of 8 out of 10. To me, in 2025, even trying to look back, because I was here in this era. I was all here in this era. But this game has not lived up to that hype, has it? It's not an 8 out of 10 anymore. Not at all. But I can respect it. Back then it was mind blowing. Maybe. Not so much. The first one was. This one was pretty much the same, to be honest, with slightly better improvements. So this game will be going up into not the bad game. You can go next door to his predecessor, an okay game. And I think I'm alright with that. If you've got any objections, please leave it in the comments. And I'd love to hear what you think, where you'd put it. But yeah, I gotta say, I'm really at peace with putting it there. I truly am. Because I can't think why I'd put it higher. Is it a good game? Then it was. Did I want to complete it? No. Did I want to complete these games back then? No. Um, have I played it? Has it hooked me in? No. It's an okay game. It's an okay game. Please tell me what you think, and thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.